Hello, everyone. My name is Dylan Areno, and I'm the product manager here at GitLab for distribution. And today, I'm going to be kicking off our 16.5 release. Here is our scheduling issue. We are finishing up the quarter here, so we will be creating a new issue for 16.6, 16.7, 16.8 coming up here. But rounding out the quarter, we've got the OKRs we had planned to work on for this quarter, and then looking into specifically this milestone, a similar theme. So same of the top two items from 16.4 and even 16.3, we're going to be moving forward with. So continued progress on operator production readiness and dependency updates and general efficiency around our dependencies. So diving into our deliverables board, I did want to bring this up, just kind of show in general what we're working on. So you can see that when it comes to dependencies, adding support for OpenSUSE 15.5, reviewing our Kubernetes support policy. There's our operator issue, but supporting GitLab Kubernetes on 1.26, and we're also reviewing actually 1.27. Investigating further support for Postgres right now. So yeah, I just want to show a heavy volume of dependency research and updates for this quarter. And moving into the next piece, which I mentioned, was our operator production readiness. There's two items here that we want to work on. I'm going to talk a little bit more about something that we've recently brought up for the operator. So jumping into our core dependency work, this is the epic that I showed last month, but I wanted to show it again. Right now, this is more of the process improvement one. So one of the issues that we currently have is the review and define Kubernetes version policy. So I'll jump into that in a second, but you saw all the other updates that we're going to be working on: Kubernetes, OpenSUSE, Postgres, some of the big ones. And this Kubernetes research will kind of dictate our policy for other dependencies that we work with. So I just want to bring this one up and talk a little bit about it. So currently, we have a policy or the adoption for, let's say, Kubernetes isn't completely documented. We document which version we support, but we don't document sort of our timeline for supporting these items or necessarily commit to anything. We try our best to introduce these as soon as we can, but moving forward, we want to be a little more rigorous for customers so that they can anticipate that, when a new version of Kubernetes comes out, GitLab will support it in X number of months. So that's something we're going to investigate here on what is theoretically possible. I'd love to say that we could support something immediately when it comes out. That's not always possible. We can't anticipate when something's going to come out, but as far as testing goes and making sure everything works with all the other dependencies we work with for something like Kubernetes, it might take a little bit longer. Some of the challenges here that I'm mentioning is that we can't always guarantee a +1 or -1 version support for things that we ship that are related to Kubernetes, such as kubectl. And then, for example, with the operator, there might be a lag in supporting the operator versus Kubernetes version. So those are the kind of things we're working with. So we're going to investigate it and then come up with a more specific policy so our customers and users can anticipate what version of Kubernetes we're going to support. And like I said, what we come up with here we'll use as kind of foundational for the other packages, OSs, other random dependencies that we support. So looking forward to that. Moving into the operator. So we've been talking about the operator for a long time, and we're approaching the production readiness. So we currently have two issues that are related to our parity with the Helm chart, I would say, at the moment. But the main piece that I want to talk about for the operator and production readiness is actually investigating a new UI. So at the moment, the operator sort of depends on a custom resource definition that is maybe challenging in some ways or not intuitive to work with. So in this case, we would like to make the UI a little more intuitive and different. What that means is if a customer installed the current version of the operator and then we make this switch, they would then have to migrate. So we do have currently, some users and customers using the operator, which is fine. They knew, or you should know that it's not production ready at the moment. But moving forward, when we make this switch, they'll have to migrate. So before we actually go forward and say, hey, the operator is production ready, we want to actually make this change so that we don't have many users requiring to do this manually. So we want to make this change and make this a lot easier to use. You can read through this here. I'll make sure to link it in the scheduling issue. But this is one of the huge things that we want to work on in 16.5, so that moving towards 16.6, 16.7, we get closer and closer to a new user experience for the operator and a production ready operator. So thank you so much. Those are kind of the two main themes that we're going to be working on for 16.5, and we're looking forward to seeing you next month. Thanks. Have a good night.